Well, hey everyone, it's Donji Corleone here, and yes, you can see by this hat that I have on here, I have this new hat from GameStop. This little shadow hat. I was kind of looking for a more cap like this Godfather cap I have, but they didn't have it. The closest thing they had to a shadow hat was this. But it's fine fine for what it is. Nobody's arrived yet, so yeah, nobody's arrived yet, but we are here with a brand new Q&A live stream that's going to last until 5 o'clock p.m. I haven't done a Q&A in a while, so why not do a Q&A in a while? Stuff we hadn't done in a very long time. Let me just adjust this for a second. There we go. That's better. Ish. That should kind of hopefully do it, or that'll hopefully do it. Kind of. Yeah, sometimes this thing gets a little crooked, but alright, you know what? Whatever. That's what it is. It'll go like this. So, yeah. Our first Q&A. So how these Q&As go, you ask me anything. Up until 5 o'clock when the stream ends. So, while we're waiting for some people to show up, I'll explain how 2026 is going. 2026 is not off to a bad start. It's kind of quiet because, well, welcome to Fuck You, It's January. Welcome to Fuck You, It's January, where pretty much nothing happens in January. Where shit's boring in January. January is a boring month. Nothing happens. That's pretty much January. So far, nothing major has come up yet for the first week of 2026. But our first movie release is called Greenland 2 Migration. It's going to be kicking off movies for 2026. And my thoughts on it, it looks generic. And I like the first film. I like the first Greenland, but no, it did not need a sequel. It didn't need a sequel at all. I don't know why they thought apparently it needed a sequel when it ended perfectly fine with the first. And this just looks like the same exact movie. Oh, well. Happy early birthday, Magni Garson. Sorry about that. No, sorry about that. Happy birthday. Early birthday when it happens. Then this one just looks like the same exact as the first one, but except now a generic blockbuster. Alright. Now to answer Jack's question. Which is worse, Indy 5 or The Rise of Skywalker? They both suck, but a part of me would have to say Indy 5 because Fall of Shitwalker was bound to be bad. Bound to be bad before it even came out. Last Jedi was terrible enough, so this was not going to be any better. It was not. Indy 5, on the other hand, is honestly much more insulting because here's the thing. Regardless of how people feel about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Indy actually had a not bad send-off. He met Marion again, got married, had a son, and had a joke ending where it looks like his son's going to take over Indiana Jones, but Indiana's like, heck no, that's mine, give it back. It's a nice try. That shows he's never going to stop being Indiana Jones, and no one else is going to be Indiana Jones. So that was, I guess, not a bad way to leave it, but part of me wishes it did end with The Last Crusade, but that wasn't a bad way to leave it off either. Then the fifth one comes out, and here's what happens. His son gets killed in Vietnam. Marion divorces him again until they get back together in the end. None of the class gives a shit. He's basically the joke of a rude teenage neighbor nowadays. And he's about to retire. And it looks like he's not even back in the school he's at anymore. So what happened to him being dean, huh? Did the school shut down or something? We never know. And then of course, people want to say Shy's character is annoying in Indy 4. Well, guess what? His sidekick in Indy 5 is not any more better. We get a much more annoying one, named Helena. And her attempted wannabe short round imposter, named Teddy. Might as well just call shit round. Because he tries to be short round and he's not short round. We have villains that have this time travel lazy device. And they actually go back in time to the medieval ages. And then basically, hey Dragon Alex, I'm just answering Jack's question right now. And basically the way they get back home is Helena punches Indy in the face. And then they get back and magically all of a sudden they're back home. And then him and Marion just magically reconcile. The end. That's basically how it goes out. Which apparently Disney thought that was a good ending. When, oh no, it wasn't. It was actually a piece of shit ending. Right there. And it rightfully bombed. So I think Indy 5's worse. Hey Alex. Yeah, I was just answering Jack's question, whatever he thought. Either Indy 5 or Rise of Skywalker was worse. And I said Indy 5 was worse. Hands down, worse. So I see 4 people are here now. So there's that. What else have I, haven't gotten anything on physical media yet, but, I want to show you some new device I've got from Amazon, though. And, I got this one. What's up, Slasher Mighty Killer? I got this one to keep doing VHS openings. As my new TV does not have this at the back, like my old one did. So either I was going to have to give away a VCR player, but who buys VCR players anymore? Nope, at like good prices. Nowadays, usually thrift shop people buy them. So there's no point in giving mine away. Really giving mine away, it's too nostalgic for me. VHS tapes are too nostalgic for me to give that thing away. And so was the PS2. I don't need any more. And granted, I don't really plan on really buying any more game consoles because they won't fit. So I'm happy with the consoles I have. For new consoles, I already have a Nintendo Switch. So if I want to get a new game, I can just get a new game for the Switch. I have PS3, PS4, PS2. I don't need a PS5 right now. Unless I have to get rid of one when one system dies. But I'm perfectly fine with what I've got. So but anyway, back to the VCR player. VCR player, nobody really buys those anymore. So why bother? But in order to be able to use the PS2 or the VCR player, got this from Amazon. I tried to look for one in the mall, at one mall, but they didn't have a store that would have that. So I tried looking at Walmart, they didn't have them. So I ordered this from Amazon. And at first I was worried it wasn't going to work. At first I was going to be a ripoff. But surprisingly, at first I thought it didn't, but then I realized I inserted this in the wrong one. So it actually worked. That's how I made the Spider-Man 2 VHS openings, with this. So yeah, I have this to be able to watch a VHS movie on my new TV or play a PS2 game that I really want to right now, because right now I'm doing PS4 series for Red Dead Redemption 2. I think I might make those a Sunday series. So yeah, this is all I've really got so far. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see if I missed some messages while I was explaining this. Ryan Connor's arrived. And yeah, thank you, Ryan Connor. Glad that worked out. That's cool. And yeah, so I'll go put this back now. And well, as you can see, got this new hat from GameStop. Right here. Yeah, this little shadow beanie. I guess what I also did get around Christmas break last month, I got this new figure. this little NECA coat disguise Leonardo. Oh, that's nice. You got a new PS3. Nice. That'd be potentially good, but I'm sucking. Hold on. You got this little Leonardo that's kind of designed like the 1990 movie. It's kind of the closest I'll get to a 1990 figure. Originally, I was kind of trying to find a Raphael disguised one, but they only had Leo Mikey at the store I was at called Mastermind Toys. And when I saw this little NECA trench coat disguise one, I figured, yeah, I might as well get somewhat similar to the 1990 movie. It's not the actual one, but it's almost based off one. It looks kind of like the 1990 series, so 1990 movie version of the Turtles. So yeah, I'll get that. He's on the shelf. I'll show you where he is now. He's on the... There he is. He's on the shelf. Yeah, he's on next to Sonic and Knuckles and the Independence Day alien. Yeah, and there's that Otis. So yeah. I put the Sonic poster and Ninja Turtles Batman cutouts there now. But yeah, he's right there, guys. Standing next to Sonic and Knuckles. Yeah, Shadow right there stays on that shelf. He's for that display. But yeah, that's the only figure I really got. And also, while I was at that mall that same day, I did find this on Blu-ray. That was the first film I had rewatched on. First film I rewatched on the new TV. To finally watch something on that TV. And still great as always. Right now I'm currently doing some rewatches on old franchises, hence why I haven't really gotten to reviews yet. And currently I'm doing Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2. I did Volume 1 last night. I'm doing Volume 2 tonight after dinner. And had somewhat a bit of a changed diet this week, where for dessert I've been kind of having crackers and club soda or sparkling water for my desserts. So far this week, because we're in New Year, we gotta stay in shape somewhat. We gotta stay in shape in the New Year. At this age. And yeah, Shadow is definitely my favorite character as well. Can I easily think of and then after I do the Kill Bill rewatches, I'm gonna finally get around to doing this trilogy rewatch. And yeah, I do have all three of them because I actually do like all three of them. Only these three. I only like these three. Fuck the fourth one, whatever the TV made hell that is. Right there. And now, granted, sure, Revolution's just the weakest of the three, but even I enjoy it. Now everyone, well, just about everyone though, they started originated in time. They're my name in the Matrix scenes. It's too sad. The machines are dead at the end. What? What would you rather have? What would you rather have? Another Return of the Jedi ripoff? Just do the same exact shit as always? Would rather that have happened? The Matrix isn't Star Wars. It's a more adult series. It's not the same thing. It's what those people probably wanted. Another Return of the Jedi. The same, probably just repeat that again. That isn't that. And by the way, yeah, exactly. If it tried to be Return of Jedi, they probably would have hated it more. At least it does. It actually doesn't destroy the Matrix, fine, but it does a new kind of Matrix after Neo sacrifices his life. Is what he does. He sacrifices his life, it puts an end to the war, destroys Smith. Yes, that's what it still does. And now the people in the Matrix can see the sun. The original Matrix had no sun. Now they can see the sun. They can tell the people of Zion about it. And guess what? They won't be priests. People won't have to go inside and rescue people when they want to leave. They can leave anytime. That's the point of the ending. You know? Like that, simple as that. But the fans were angry about that, so years later, Lana decides, you know what? After seeing John Wick 3's success, hey, I want to do a fourth Matrix film. And I want to ruin everything. So, 2 years after they confirmed it, they released what clearly looks like a made for TV project. They recast Smith with Jonathan Groff, who gives a bad attempt at being Hugo Weaving. You remember his more calmer Mr. Anderson? You know, Hugo Weaving's more calmer way of saying Mr. Anderson. Jonathan Groff, how does Jonathan Groff say Mr. Anderson? Mr. Anderson! Yells it in the most cartoonish fucking way possible. Oh. Like, Smith would not yell it like that. And even if he did yell Mr. Anderson's name, it sure shit wouldn't be all cartoony and over the top, and apparently get some alliance for a brief bit, despite the fact they never had an alliance. They never should have an alliance. I don't know who came up with that idea. God. And apparently there's people that say, hold on. And there's people that say that's a better ending. No, it isn't, actually. Tree may be back to life, but guess what? Their promise of making the Matrix however they want, that's going to start another war. That's probably going to spark a much worse war. Probably going to destroy what little of Zion is left. So it's a worse ending. All right, let's see the questions I've been kind of ignoring. Sorry about that. All right, Love at First Bite with George Hamilton. I have never watched it. All right, remake that had potential to be good but ended up sucking. I don't know, really. I don't know which remake would have had potential to be good. All right, which is better or worse? The Friday 13th reboot, Rob Zombie's Halloween, or the Nightmare on Elm Street remake? All right, the Friday 13th remake I actually like. So, the Friday 13th remake is better than both those turds in the wind. Because I actually like that remake. It's not like strong, but it's actually a very solid, fun remake. It actually does something different. It doesn't repeat the story of the first one. It actually does a different original story with some elements from the other films. And Derek Mears is actually an awesome Jason. Is actually one of the best Jasons. Then when it comes to the other two films, I say Nightmare on Elm Street 2010 is the biggest pile of shit of both of them. Because they try and make Freddy scary again, except his design looks like crap. His face looks like crap. Jackie Earle Haley is miscast as the character. He sounds too much like an edgelord. And of course, in most of the film, it's trying to make him a pedophile. Just really ruins the mystery of the character. In fact, it's really not that great cool of a detail at all. And how they basically, when they do the first one's ending, except they do it in the laziest way possible with no explanation. In the original movie's explanation, Nancy was still dreaming. Here, she gets back from the hospital with her mother, and when her mother puts her coat away, Freddy, just some weird reason, despite the fact they decapitated his ass, shows up in the mirror, then kills her mother, pulls her into the mirror, and that's it. The movie is fucking over. Lazy. Like that. Like how in the hell would Freddy show up in that mirror? They cut his head off. So it makes no sense. They never see him like resurrecting or something. In the original, Nancy was still dreaming, and then Elm Street 3 reveals that was her mom's dream. That was the point of the original. That was actually her mom's dream the whole time. That was around the time that her mom was being killed by Freddy off screen. Nancy, on the other hand, actually had defeated Freddy that year. That being that time. Now, when it comes to Rob Zombie's Halloween, I think I don't mind some of the stuff that comes after the origin story, but I hate the first half of Halloween 2007. Hate it. Like, basically, as soon as your movie starts off with a trailer trash arguments. Like, hey, I have to work tonight, honey. Honey, I'm all broken up. I can't work, bitch. Like, this is how that's your first lines of the movie. They're basically having this trailer trash argument, and the baby Lori is just crying, and the abusive boyfriend just mocking the baby's crying. Like, this goes on for 10, this is the opening scene, and you have to listen to the shit for 10 or 15 minutes. This is how the film starts off, and you know what you're about to watch. And that's basically half of the dialogue of that movie. You know the song Uncle Fucka from South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut? That's basically the dialogue of Halloween 2007. Nearly every entire character and scene. That film has me rooting for Michael Myers to kill everybody. Because everybody in that film is unlikable trash. But the saving qualities. The gore is kind of cool. Tyler Mane is actually not bad as Michael Myers, and actually kind of scary as Michael Myers when he's the actual Michael Myers we're familiar with, that is. And I guess when it comes to the original movie scenes, there are, I guess, some nice shots, like whenever Michael is staring at some characters, and yeah, it doesn't. Like, Danielle Harris does actually come back and actually plays Annie, who I will admit is actually kind of actually the one decent character in both those films. And oh, that's nice. And also one of the other saving graces, Brad Dourif as the sheriff is actually is a good character. Actually, another good character I actually do tolerate who isn't as trailer trashy as everybody else. I wish this reboot was about Brad Dourif's character instead, and not Scout Taylor's annoying Lori that you want Michael to kill as soon as she's on screen, anytime. Like, it was about either of them or Danielle Harris played Lori instead, maybe either one of those would be better. And Rob Zombie's style does not work for something like Halloween. If it was rebooting something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that would work. Because Texas Chainsaw Massacre has some trailer trash kind of style moments. It's kind of like grimy stuff. Like, Rob Zombie captured the Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel with House of Corpses and Devil's Rejects. So he should have did the Texas Chainsaw stuff they did after the beginning. He should have been the next filmmaker to tackle Texas Chainsaw Massacre if they wanted to keep that series alive. Texas Chainsaw Massacre would have been a better fit for him, not Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, though, I think is worse. Much worse. And a lot of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 fanboys and edgelords are going to come on here, and they're going to be all like, that's one of the most unique movies of the franchise. That movie is so good. What are you talking about? How dare you slam that movie? It's actually good, and it's better than the David Gore Green stuff. Yeah. I never really get a lot of the fan base for Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 that calls that one of the best films of the series. I don't. What was so unique and great about that movie? Don't go saying it did something different with Michael. It did more unique stuff. What unique stuff did it do? Michael looking like a hobo? A Viking hobo? Walks around the land? Goes, Ruh! Like a wrestler when he kills people, stabs a lady 30 times. Or Richard Brake and other Morgue who talking about gross necrophilia stuff that I don't want to mention on here. This gross 5-minute conversation before you get the cow bit, and then Richard Brake in the accent, pinned in the accent going, fuck, damn it, fuck, like 30 times, 5 minutes. Until Michael kills him. And actually much more grosser gore. Like, I don't want to see Michael Myers cutting open a dog and eating it. That's disgusting. That's actually fucked up and disgusting. That was overboard. That's not what I want to see in a Halloween movie. Scout's Lori's even more annoying. Dr. Loomis is actually an asshole who only cares about money. Like, they assassinate the character of Loomis. Alright, I need to see what else am I missing. Yeah, Texas Chainsaw Next Generation is one of the worst. Yeah, Magni. He actually cuts open and eats a dog in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, the second one. What am I missing? Okay. Which is the best movie of the David Gordon Green trilogy? Controversially, I would have to say the unrated version of this one, the unrated cut of this one, the extended cut of this one, not the theatrical cut of this one. The extended cut of Halloween Ends. No, not Halloween Ends. Oh, God. Halloween Kills, the extended cut. Why? Because that one actually feels like the version they were clearly planning to release. But then Jason Blum and Universal got involved and decided to trim it so they can make their version of Halloween Ends. Yeah, it's definitely horrible. They want to make their version of Halloween Ends. So that's what they did. They cut out the original ending of Halloween Kills, and well, and like that's why I say I kind of wish Halloween Kills was instead called Halloween Ends, and they just took the fight between Laurie and Michael from that movie and just put that in Halloween Kills as extended cut, and just make that the real Halloween Kill, and just make that the real Halloween Ends. Yeah, like, yeah, he does do that. Basically, as bad as that baby scene in AVP Requiem. Yeah, same here. Like, it's worse when you see them get eaten. It's much worse. It's even worse when you see them get cannibalized. Like, yeah, glad we're on the same boats. I wish someone would make a fan cut of that Halloween Kills. Just retitle that Halloween Ends. That's the real Halloween Ends. Everything, the Corey stuff, or like that stuff, or everyone blaming Laurie for all the deaths when they don't just move the fuck out of town instead. Like, that's the thing. Everyone Halloween Ends is like, this town sucks because everybody dies. How about pack your shit, move? It's not hard to fucking move out of town if you don't like that. People die every day. Oh my god. It's like Haddonfield feels like the one town of the Halloween universe. Is that it? Does nobody try to leave instead if they don't like this so much? How about get out of Haddonfield and go live somewhere else? Stop constantly blaming Laurie for stuff that Michael did. Or if you want to blame people, blame the mob of Halloween Kills for being stupid to get killed Michael quicker. Blame Philip Baker's Tommy for basically causing all the murders, causing half of those incidents and stuff. Or, yeah, who thought some patient was Michael Myers and chased after it, despite the fact that Michael would look nothing like that. And they should recognize it quick, but they think it's Michael. But Halloween 2018, I would say, is good for the most part, but there's times it kind of rehashes the other sequels it's trying to retcon when it's trying to be a direct sequel to 1978. Despite the fact it takes references from all the other films it's trying to retcon and stuff. But it's good for the most part. And of course, well, I don't buy that fire would suddenly put on Michael, because of course somebody would call fire department to put it out quick. Like, fire department would have responded to that either way. It's kind of a realistic outcome for that one. So, I wish Halloween Kills was the real Halloween Ends. And we just made that one sequel, just made the David Gordon Green stuff just 2 films, and that's it. Alright, what else am I missing? Alright. What happened to... I haven't seen all the post-movie stuff, so I can't mention much of that one. Not all the post-movie stuff I've seen, because either the show was just not interesting after that, and well, because there were too many bad episodes. I've only seen a few of them. Really, I stopped the season 4. I feel should have been the last, or there's maybe season 4 could have been a bit shorter, or maybe they could have put some stuff from season 3 and season 4. Could have just did it like that. Could have made season 3 and 4, or you could have just made season 3, or just take the good episodes from season 4 and put them in season 3. Maybe just do that. Just take the good stuff from season 4, put in season 3, make it one entire long season. And he could have been, and the series could have wrapped up with the best day ever. in that one. Like the ending of Best Day Ever actually felt like a good series wrap up with all the characters singing Best Day Ever. There, and because also not to mention like it takes place at a show Squidward is having. Like the episode shows like that episode could have been like a send out to Squidward. Squidward finally got his dreams of being a famous artist. And like could have said maybe could have even said the episode was set after the events of Band Geeks, where the show was successful and Squidward got his happy ending. I think Band Geeks should have been in season 3. Band Geeks could have been a send off to Squidward's arc. On that one. Oh yeah, Krusty Towers. I remember Krusty Towers. Where Krabs got this hotel bill, and then instead of paying it off, he got the idea to actually turn it into a hotel, but nobody came to visit because the townspeople are more familiar with the restaurant, not a hotel. They want... Oh, man. You watched that new SpongeBob film, and it sucked. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised it bombed. It looked like dog shit from when I saw all the ads. That film looked like dog shit, but... I guess that could be the first rant of 2026. For Cheap Tuesday. Cheap Tuesday, my movie theaters have cheap days, so I'll probably just have to do that one for a cheap day. And not pay $20 to watch that crap. And what's worse, you have to sit through a dog shit Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem short before it starts. Yeah. And I'm glad even your theater has a discount day. Thoughts on the Ninja Turtles 2003 show? I love it. I love that show. I love the 2003 show. Because it actually is not afraid to go dark. Because unlike the Ninja Turtles today, that show's not afraid to go darker in some episodes. It's willing to adapt the dark tone of the comics. And it does have some good character arcs with Like there's like some bits with like Raphael and Leonardo. Like there's one bit when Leonardo got kicked through the window and they had to flee to Casey's little farmhouse in the mountains for a little bit to hide out. And that episode, they're basically spending that whole episode telling Leo memories of the times they had together. And Raphael's is the best memory. Like usually like him and Leo often butt heads with one another and argue with one another the most of the 4. But in that one, he actually has a bit of a good storyline. And even at the next episode after that is when Donnie and Mikey. I'll get to that in a bit, Joseph. When Donnie and Mikey are trying to keep this little Sasquatch monster with him in case he's safe from this monster hunter because, well, they get mixed up in that because they're trying to erase a tape that she had caught Mikey on. And you have to erase that tape to erase their so they can hide their existence. And the subplot of Raph helping Leo regain strength and retraining him is actually the best part of that episode. It actually does show their brotherly bond, and that was one of the things I did like about Turtles 2003. Is one of the last cartoon shows to actually take the characters seriously and actually make them feel like more characters, not like what Nickelodeon's doing with them now. Back then, the Turtles were actually treated with heart. Now, when Nickelodeon has them, they gotta be too family friendly. Or otherwise they can't sell Walmart underwear. They can't sell more Happy Meals or toys at fast food places. We can't sell more toys or more action figures and Mutant Mayhem villains. Or else we gotta sell more shampoo and bath soap for bubble baths. Nowadays they get the shit milked out of them. Oh, man. But now that we're on the Ninja Turtles, pretty much all 4 of the 90s cast members and Judith Hogue, the original April O'Neil, are all going to be coming to Fan Expo this year. So that has to be pumped. The chance of actually getting to meet one cast member from the 90s Ninja Turtles is epic news for me to hear. either get a photo op or autograph with them, with one of them. Now that is music to my ears to hear. So, all right, I need to answer Joseph's question now. New Street Fighter film will be more respectful to the games, like how the Sonic the Hedgehog films are. I hope. I hope they are. I hope they are. Let's hope this. It better be respectful to the games. It better be. So, if it's in the right hands, I hope it is. We'll just have to wait and see when it comes out. Now, what else can I think of? Yeah. Okay, I'm on blank for a second. What else can I think of? I need to think of something else. But we have, well, yeah, it's nice to hear, Magni. Ironically, we have actually quite a few new releases already being coming out this month. Not just Greenland 2. We have the Bone Temple that's coming out. I think I still need to rewatch 28 Years Later before I go watch the Bone Temple if it's going to be the part 2 film of 28 Years Later. And while the early reactions have been critically praised, that doesn't automatically mean a film's going to be good. It doesn't. It doesn't automatically mean that. Because, guys, 20 Years Later got critically acclaimed, and look at what the audiences thought about that movie. They thought it wasted their time. They were mad about it. Personally, I wasn't, because I knew it was going to be more than just zombie killings and bloodshed like they likely thought it was going to be about. That's not what I cared about. The stuff I cared about was, when it comes to the last act, I don't mind them changing tone, obviously, because there's obviously going to be more in the film than just what was advertised and stuff. The stuff I care about is that Ilza, the mom, is just not well developed of a character. She just spends most of the film either kind of confused or brain dead most of the time. Doesn't really get much time to develop the character. Who would voice Amy in Sonic 4? I have no idea. I'm fine with whoever. Depends whoever they pick. Yeah, that's nice. Voice impressions. And back to 20 Years Later. The problem is that the mom character is just not that well developed. It's just missing a bit of some character development. So when they do her death scene, it's kind of hard to really get emotionally invested in her death scene because she wasn't well developed, because she didn't get much development. Though, I guess I'm interested to see what they do with this Doc. Maybe what they do with Ralph Fiennes' character in the Bone Temple, because it seems like he's going to get a more major role this time around. Seems like that film's going to be his film. Whatever they do with this character, well, I hope they do it right. But the problem with the Bone Temple, it's basically going to be about the goofy Power Rangers Jimmies you saw at the end of that movie. And apparently, these guys are supposed to be scary and evil, but it's hard to take these guys seriously when you saw their entrance at the end of the last one. They came out like the Power Rangers in Teletubbies. It felt like a scene from Scary Movie. From one of the actually bad PG-13 Scary Movie films. It felt like a scene from that. It's hard to take any of these guys seriously. And plus, they're all named Jimmy. They're all named Jimmy. Like the bit in the trailer, nah, your name's Jimmy. Like, that was such a laughable quote. The hell was that? How am I supposed to take these guys seriously as a threat? Like, I don't even know what their motive's supposed to be. Hopefully they actually explain what their motive is in the movie. But that's coming out the week after Greenland 2. I think that's what's kicking off January. And while I'll watch Greenland 2, discount day I'll watch Sponge on the Run, give that the rant. which I can tell I'm gonna hate it already. From everything I've read about that film, it looks like dog shit. It just looks like a dog shit version of the 2004 first movie. Because basically, SpongeBob wants to prove he's a man, which is the plot of the first one. Him and Patrick go off, plot of the first one. Oh yeah, thank you. Nice you noticed the Jurassic Park shirt. This was a Christmas present. And except there's a change though. Apparently Mr. Krabs and Squidward go on this quest to go find him. That's your only change it has. And apparently the way it ends is apparently what I've read about the ending is they accidentally leave Squidward behind, so if that's apparently the ending, that's just a stupid shit way to end it. They basically abandon Squidward to die. They realize it too late, they just abandon him to basically die. Like that, that's a... Because then again, welcome to the day where Squidward gets basically tortured for no reason. Nowadays. So, nowadays you can see why the guy hates SpongeBob. Yes. Yeah, but then again, in the original era, he was kind of tortured for no reason quite a few times in the actually good era as well. Not just the bad era. Else, yeah, thanks for the comment, Joseph, on the Shadow Hats. And a Jurassic Park shirt. This was the shirt I was wearing for Christmas. At least some of you guys noticed it easy. But I'm thinking about doing Jurassic Park commentary in the summer and wearing this shirt when I do it. When I do that commentary. Not till summer, not for a while. Alright. We got about 11 minutes left before I end this, and gotta go make dinner and get ready for work tomorrow, and then watch Kill Bill 2. Which I'm making some salmon, rice, and some steamed vegetables for my dinner tonight. But what else? Am I thinking someone else? Alright, with 11 minutes left, what else can I say? Yeah, I plan to check. Yeah, I will plan to check those 3 out. Stuff. Sorry, I'm blank. I'm blank because I don't know what else to think about. That's how January kind of is. It's blank. There's not much goes on. It's blank because, well, the year's starting and everybody's just adjusting back to normal after several weeks they've had off from the holidays. Hey, True Fire Pink guy. Yeah, you're for the last 10 minutes left. So I'll come in the nick of time. And hopefully next week I'll be back to reviews. I still need to review the first Zootopia film. I gotta check out the Tomb Raider films I have on VHS. Do the VHS openings for those as well. And review the movies. No, I haven't read that crossover yet. I'm trying to buy it. Man, I still gotta get that comic. Because that comic looks epic. The Sonic and DC crossover. Sonic meeting the Sonic characters meeting the DC characters. Have I seen the Road 2000? No. But from what I have heard, it is very depressing and very bleak. From what I have heard about it. So I have not seen it. It kind of seems like a bit of a hard watch, so I haven't really been quick to watch it. I've heard everybody said it's depressing as hell. So I kind of knows how that film's gonna go. That's what I have heard about it, though. I have not seen it. And well, or some point this year, I'll get around to re-reviewing some films. Maybe I'll re-review Candyman 2021, give the updated thoughts on that. Re-review Predator 2. Give the updated thoughts on that movie, which, by the way, Predator 2 would be definitely honestly going to be much more fun to re-review than Candyman 2021 would be. You know, re-review some films I did used to like, but honestly I've kind of grown to not like. Because that's the thing. Rambo Rap for Life sometimes re-reviews movies. OCV Communications sometimes re-reviews movies. Guess I might as well re-review some movies. Start sharing my updated thoughts on some of them. Because some stuff, let's face it, guys, some stuff does not age well. There are some films I like that don't age well. Or do age better than what I used to think about them. That's sometimes a coincidence with that with rewatches. And now you're wondering, yeah, he does too. And now you're wondering, what's your reaction to the whole Stranger Things 5 episode 9 theory? I should have mentioned this earlier. And if the episode and obviously an episode that's not coming out. Before I mention that, you've seen The Road a couple times, love it. It's one of his favorite films. And posted in your community posts, well, can't wait to see that post. And well, I'm glad you like it. It just doesn't look like my kind of cup of tea with how depressing it looks. But what I will say is about this whole Stranger Things episode 9 theory going on, and the episode has not come out. I tried to warn those people. There was not going to be a 9th episode. There was going to be no episode 9. It's done. It's over. And besides, even if they did do a secret episode, that would have still made people mad. These days. Look. I'm kind of sad it's over, but I'm not raving about, like, some of these Stranger Things fans are making a big deal about it ending because they weren't happy with they didn't get the ending they wanted. Like, what were they seriously? What else were they expecting? Can't be happy all the time. Gotta deal with it. And, like, the whole Facebook posts have been crazy about it, and they're all like it's behind the. Yeah, all we're getting is a behind-the-scenes documentary of Stranger Things 5. That's it. The show is done. It's over. It's time to just accept it and move on. Besides, besides, not every final fight needs to be 20 minutes long. So, because sometimes those get repetitive. If they really wanted to do a bad ending, they would have probably just assassinated all the characters. Or made one of them evil. They would have, if they really wanted to pull a Game of Thrones. And I can list worst finales. Worse. Game of Thrones obviously was a worse finale than Stranger Things finale. The Sopranos was a worse finale than the Stranger Things finale. All gazillion Dexter episodes, finales, are worse. All the Dexter finales, every single one, is worse than the Stranger Things finale. It's like they don't know how the hell they want to end that show. So they keep coming up with a shitty finale each time. It's because they don't know how the hell to end it. And then they keep making a revival! And then it ends this shit. Let's make another revival! Like, how about just let the show end? If you can't fix the finale, don't fix it. It can't be fixed. Don't fix what you can't fix. How about that? How about them apples? The Seinfeld finale I thought was worse as well, because the Seinfeld finale, basically, they spend their last episode being trialed for stuff they got punished for in all the other episodes. It's nice to see some of these guys again, but at the same time, it's nice seeing the Soup Nazi again, but at the same time, the Soup Nazi guy was kind of an unprofessional jerk who's probably going to lose his business after customer complaints at some point. Even if Elaine hadn't got his recipes and stuff. Probably would have lost his business from customer complaints from all the customers he kept kicking out. At some point, he was probably going to lose his business at some point. But they basically spend their final episode sitting at their table, basically not doing much while being trialed, and then they go to jail for a year. That's how it ends. Like, Seinfeld's a comedy series, not a court drama. So yeah, I hate the finale of Seinfeld. I think all those are worse than the Stranger Things finale. At least they didn't do any of that stuff. I mentioned with the ending of that. And the whole thing. But Vecna was too fought too easily. Because he lost the children vessels, they got freed, so he lost his power vessels, and the Demogorgons, the Mind Flayers, they're all flailed into one. Well, see you later, Magni. They're all pretty much roll into that one spider. They're all in that one spider body that Vecna's controlling. That's why they're not in the final fights. Not everything. You don't need to have an endgame scenario Avengers endgame scenario every single time. That's why they're not there. They were kind of absorbed. They were all absorbed by Vecna inside that spider body was controlling. They were pretty much that. And plus, he was now weaker now, so he kind of lost what was kind of keeping his power. So he was weaker without those children vessels. That's why he got killed easy. That's why. And usually people nowadays seriously need to stop making a big deal about the finale. It is what it is. They just gotta accept it's done and just move on. Alright, at this point, just imagine when that episode does not come out. And people tomorrow are gonna be raging that they got lied to. I can picture that happening tomorrow. Like, just move on. Move on. What's done is done. Move on and just go watch a different show or just go rewatch it again. If you miss the show so much, just go rewatch it. All the seasons are out now. You can just binge watch the show again. Or just go watch another show. Like I do. I don't cry about it. I don't cry about something being over for millions of days. We are getting spin-offs, but the animated spin-off we're getting is not the same cast. It's different casts voicing them. And it's set before season 3. Alright. So, alright guys. That's going to be the end of this live stream. I gotta go get dinner ready now. So, that'll be it for this live stream, this Q&A, people. Thank you all for watching. If you like this and want to see more, guys, don't forget to subscribe to Donji Corleone. And good night, everybody. I hope to do another one of these again soon. Maybe I'll try to start doing a little bit more of these. Take care. Joseph.